Well, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today here at Lichtsinn RV, where we literally are only 1 mile from the Winnebago Industries Motorized Coach Division right here in Forest City, Iowa. I want to welcome all of you today to our live monthly video webcast in which we're in the all-new Winnebago View and Navion 24D right here in our marketing studio in Forest City. I want to introduce a couple of special guests that are with us today. Hope Lichtsinn is our marketing director. She's behind the camera. And I also want to welcome Suann Hadachik. Suann is one of our marketing specialists here at Lichtsinn RV. She's going to facilitate all of our chat questions, and that's been one of the things that has provided most of the value to you of our guests. Obviously, we have great video content on our website, but one of the things that makes these so informative live that are important to you, our guests, as we walk through the Winnebago View and Navion 24D. We thought we'd start out inside today because this is such a unique floor plan with the return of the full wall slide out. This is actually a deeper full wall slide out that we'll cover. We're going to cover all the detailed specifications. We're going to cover the floor plan, and of course we're going to take all of your questions live. Also, just recall the fact that we can actually do a live interactive presentation with any of our factory trained consultants in the comfort of your own home or office, in which we've had a lot of people provide wonderful reviews that it's actually a better appointment than walking into their local dealer. So be certain to take advantage of that. We can do that at any point in time on any of our in-stock RVs right here on our campus in Forest City, which again is only 1 mile from the factory here in Forest City. So again, be sure to chat in your questions live. On the right-hand side of your viewer, you'll see 2 tabs. You'll see a video tab and then also a chat tab. If you click in the chat tab, you don't have to provide any contact information. You can actually set up an anonymous login and chat in all of your questions live, which I understand we already have a couple of. So what I thought we would do today is cover one of the biggest value plays for you, our guests, and the fact that we do have the new powered Murphy Plus bed. It's also one of the first questions that came in, and again, you can see all the questions on the right-hand side. So we'll cover all of those, but that was a really good lead-in question because we're going to cover the powered Murphy Plus bed first. So again, this is the 24D floor plan. We actually already have 3 of these on the road in which guests have taken delivery. We also have a factory demo in which our district sales manager was traveling in one. It has about 1,200 miles on it, so it provides a little bit of savings there. But this floor plan is innovative from the standpoint that it does have the capability of sleeping 6 people. 2 on the Murphy Plus bed, 2 in the dinette, and then 2 in the overhead cab bed. As we get outside, we'll also cover a few additional unique options that are exclusive to the 24D relative to the other 3 View and Navion floor plans. So again, this is a deeper slide out. It's a true 36-inch depth slide out. It's also a full wall slide out, so provides a lot of livability, a lot of expansive openness, especially around the dinette, and just incredible storage towards the patio side alongside the galley. So just a tremendous amount of countertop space, a lot of storage inside. The coach has 82 cubic feet of total storage, 39 in the basement and 43 on the inside. So great storage. Even with that deeper full wall slide out, we still maintain a tremendous amount of cargo carrying capacity to carry all of your occupants, your cargo, and fresh water, which by definition is what cargo carrying capacity is listed out as. So again, this is the powered Murphy Plus bed. The great thing about it, nice deep wide sofa, very comfortable, right at viewing angle with a 32-inch high definition television. So this is now a much larger television that we use in the View and Navion lineup. Again, it's a 32-inch high definition television, ties into the DVD player and also the satellite pre-wire. But if you think about the way that you're going to use the floor plan, you can see the TV at eye level from the sofa, from the dinette, or actually from the overhead cab bed, because we do include an articulating mount so that you can use it from the overhead cab bed. Since this is a 32-inch TV, we do run this into the 1,000 watt inverter, which will then power all of your household appliances that are tied into it directly off of the Group 24 RV batteries, which is then replenished by the solar package that we're going to cover here in a moment. So again, a true walk-around queen bed. And what's unique about this is that it does have a European suspension that we'll cover here in a moment. It also has a gel style mattress, which allows the mattress to stay cool. And with that European suspension that we'll cover here in a moment, it allows for all of that fresh air ventilation underneath your mattress. One common question that we get with any of these style floor plans, the slide out does have to be extended to use the bed. But when the bed is extended, you still can walk around and you still can access the refrigerator. So the powered mechanism for the powered Murphy Plus bed is 12 volt. You don't have to have shoreline power. You can very simply drop it down at the touch of a button. These are actually each of the legs for it. And it very simply glides down. So again, now we have a true 60 by 75 inch walk around queen bed. I talked a little bit about the new European bed suspension, which is underneath this. Again, that slat system provides for a lot of fresh air ventilation. Also, within this mattress, we have the gel topper, which will keep that mattress cool. Another great thing about the powered Murphy Plus bed is the fact that you can leave all of your bedding on the mattress and then store it back up. So again, with a true walk-around queen bed, and that was one of our first questions, was could you demonstrate how to utilize that walk-around queen bed? It very simply glides down at the touch of that powered mechanism. And you can still walk around and you can still access your refrigerator and freezer. So that was one of the first questions. How are we doing, Samantha?
We're doing good.
Still on those first two?
Yep, continue on.
Continue on, awesome. So again, one of the most important things, you can leave all of your bedding on. I know a lot of people with this type of a floor plan, one of their concerns is, I don't want to have to hassle with a bed every single night, making it up, taking it down. And so what's great about this is you can leave all of that bedding on it, and then it will glide back up against the sidewall. Once the bed is down, we've got some great overhead storage. Again, this is still all of the Italian-built Techniform cabinetry. You'll recall from our walk-around videos that we do, the reason why we make this as an investment is the cabinetry is extremely lightweight, and it's also moisture resistant, so as we fight humidity in camping climates, it will maintain the same endurance technical properties that it has always had. Also overhead, we have directional reading lamps. These are also dual color, so they're both white and blue, so you can leave one on as a nightlight, but really provide for great reading capability. Nice padded headboard, and also still maintains the fresh air ventilation with the side window in that nice deep 36-inch slide. On each side of the powered Murphy Plus bed, not only do we have 110 volt outlets, but Hope, if you want to zoom in on that one, we have USB outlets in each one. Great for smartphone charging, tablet charging. Also has the dual 110 volt outlets underneath each of the nightstands. And those do function off of the inverter. And since they function off the inverter, if you're not connected to shoreline power and you're not running your genset, we can still use the 110 volt appliances for alarm clocks, CPAP, BPAP machines directly off of the RV batteries. How'd I do on the bed?
Good, good.
What do you all want to see?
Continue on.
Okay, so Hope, I'm going to go ahead and bring this back up. Watch your hand there. And then each of these legs very simply lock in place. So we talked a little bit about the inverter. It's a 1,000 watt inverter that runs off of the dual Group 24 RV batteries. And one of the next questions, I believe, dealt with the refrigerator.
Correct. It was length of battery life when thinking about the refrigerator. Guests concerned about dry camping, perhaps running out of LP. What do we need? Got it.
Okay, so, and again, I'm going to repeat the questions as they come in. A guest had some concerns about the refrigerator and the freezer because it is the debut of the large 7 cubic foot refrigerator and freezer. So one of the nice things about this fridge, if you think about it, is large, so it's 7 cubic feet. So a large 7 cubic foot refrigerator and freezer. It has a much larger freezer compared to previous models. it's also a compressor-driven refrigerator and freezer. And so what that means is it runs off of 12 volt, 110 volt. You can run it directly off of the RV batteries. We then replenish that with a new Zamp Flexi Kit 200 watt solar package that's up on the roof. Those panels are actually flexible to fit the crown cove of Winnebago's one-piece fiberglass roof. And so this fridge runs off of 12 volt, but it's also replenished through the 1000 watt inverter. It powers off the 1000 watt inverter, and then it's replenished off of the solar. So again, we have 200 watts of solar that are up on the roof. That is actually expandable to 500 watts. And so one of the things, I want to be sensitive to the fact that we answer the question, how long can we run this refrigerator directly off of those dual batteries? And it's a timely question. We have our webcast coming today, but on Monday of this week, so 2 days ago, we started a solar experiment, and we'll be done with it at the end of the week. And so what we've done is we've taken a model that is identical to this. It is parked in the middle of our facility here in the northern climates, and the refrigerator has been running all week long, and nothing has been powering it except for the 200 watts of solar that comes from that Zamp system. And that's a standard feature now in conjunction with the compressor-driven refrigerator and freezer. So that video will be live later this week. We've been checking in literally every morning and every afternoon, and it hasn't skipped a beat. We've been ranging in the freezer anywhere from about 4 below to 2 or 3 degrees above zero. And the refrigerator has been ranging right around 35 to 39 degrees. That optimal setting is 37. So, and we've had a little bit of fluctuations because we've had some cool overcast days. And on a day like today where it's 84 degrees, we don't have any air conditioning running, so it's been a little bit warmer in here. So tonight we'd expect it to raise the temperature in the refrigerator and freezer just a couple of degrees. And we've had that set on the 4 setting, and we've had that running all week. So look for that solar experiment video. We did one similar on the Travato lineup for that compressor-driven refrigerator. That was actually a smaller refrigerator and only had 100 watts of solar. This particular model has 200 watts of solar, and we expect it to be a very successful video, and it'll be one that you'll want to check in and take a look at, because again, we've been checking in the morning and in the afternoon. So Linda, thank you for that question. Great question on the compressor-driven refrigerator and freezer. Again, powering off of those dual Group 24 RV batteries, being replenished from the solar from this guy.
Hi there. So we have a fleet of questions.
Okay.
Good questions to answer.
Awesome.
First one is about the cab bed.
Yep.
Does the unit have to come with the cab bed? Is it possible to get this as a profile?
Okay, good question. And so I believe what our guest is referring to is the overhead cab bed here. And so it's a good lead into kind of an overview of the fact that as Winnebago has brought out this 24D floor plan, they are building all of them, at least for the first 6 to 9 months, in a uniform pattern. What we mean by that is the interior palette of zinc, Aosta cherry, the options that you see on our website, all of those are uniform for the first probably 6 to 9 months. And that will be the only way that you can actually take delivery of one of those RVs. The only option that varies is the LP gen, which is standard, and the diesel gen, which is optional. This overhead cab bed, 49 by 75 inches, it will be on the first run units for the first 6 to 9 months, and then we would expect that we'll have it available in a low profile as well.
Okay, next question.
Continuing on with the fleet, this is awesome.
Next question, is it possible to get a porcelain toilet to replace the standard toilet?
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, just to repeat the question, is it possible to upgrade the toilet? Absolutely it is.
Okay. Next question, is there any storage under the Murphy bed sofa?
There is, and that's a great question, and I really appreciate you guys pointing that out because I overlooked that. And if you lift this up, there absolutely is storage, great foldable clothing storage. This would actually be your water pump, and so great storage underneath the sofa bed, and thank you for pointing that out because I should have done that. Great question. Okay,
next question, how would you describe the new finish of the countertops? And
sure.
Next question, is it the same as the table?
Okay, yep, great question. So again, we're in the zinc palette. if we could describe the palette of the countertops. This did recently change. I don't know if you can see this, but you can see the high luster that's around the trim of the countertop. That used to be what all of the countertop was made out of. This is now more of a matte style slate finish. It will not scratch. It will not show fingerprints, and I have some of the oiliest skin in the world. And very easy to clean, and the finish is the same between this large inline countertop as well as the dinette inside the slide out.
Okay, next question. Is it possible to order different overhead lighting?
Good question. Is it possible to order in different overhead lighting? And while anything is possible, generally what ends up happening is it becomes a little bit more cost prohibitive. We actually have the overhead lighting in two different positions right now. One, because I'm losing my hair, but also because we were getting some shine off the lights. This is halo lighting, and the reason why we call it halo lighting, some people will refer to it as racetrack lighting, but the reason why we use halo lighting is because it doesn't cast shadows. So if you have individual LED fixtures, of which these are LED lights inside the halo lights, it will cast shadows coming down. So that's the main reason why we use halo lighting. And it is adjustable in each of the main sections. So the section around the air conditioner right now, that's in its brightest setting. I'm on the dim setting back here, and you can also then crank it back up and expose, what is it, my mother's father's hairline? Is that how that goes? So yes, it is adjustable. We can do anything you ask for. It'll just be a cost-benefit decision.
Okay, next question.
Told you I wanted to have fun with this one today.
When driving this rig, do the legs on the bed shake since there are no locks when they hang down?
Yeah, good question. So the question was, do the legs vibrate in transit for the Powered Murphy Plus bed because there are no locks? And first of all, we could install locks if that really becomes an issue for you. But if I move this bed and to try to simulate going down the road, there is no vibration, and it will not vibrate based on that similar behavior. One thing that you'll notice is the Murphy Plus bed is actually at a diagonal, so the legs actually glide with some gravity weight towards the slats of the bed. So it's not like they're dangling loose tooth. It will actually gravity weight down.
Next up, I have your favorite question. Is the toilet okay for larger people in terms of size?
Let's do it.
If we could put you to the test.
Let's do it. I would really love to find out which guests asked this during every single webcast, but I'm okay with it. Okay, so this is, and this was one of the appeals actually to the 24M floor plan, is just how expansive this rear full bath is. We've got great storage inside this closet. We have many of the accessories that ship with the RV. Can you see around that okay? Mm-hmm. We'll jump in the bathroom. That might be the next question. A lot of great storage. You'll see a lot of the accessories that ship with the RV. And then also that's the false floor for access to the lower compartment on the outside. So I am about 6 feet 1 inch tall, 6 feet 1 inch tall. And so if I plop down on the toilet, I have probably, I don't know, probably about 6 inches of space between my knee and the tissue dispenser. So a lot of great width too. A lot of space on each side of the countertop, and then also even if the shower door was extended. So a lot of great space around the toilet.
Okay, next question.
Shower?
No, not about shower, but maybe you just want to stand in there for reference?
I'm good.
All right. Next question is on exterior paint, and I know you said we're going to go outside, so I'm going to save that for a minute.
Awesome.
After that is, how loud is the water pump since it's under the sofa? Is that a concern? You know, it's not. I actually had it on earlier today in the test coach that we were doing the solar experiment on, and if I turn it on, you can actually slightly hear it. But it's really not, and if you think about it, most likely that pump's not going to be cycling while you're sleeping, and so
good location for it. It's mounted down on the floor with some rubber bumpers, so virtually not noticeable. Even the recirculation pump for the Truma AquaGo system is virtually not noticeable to the naked ear. And that's the recirculation pump that comes with the new Truma AquaGo tankless on-demand water heater.
Okay, next question. Back to the overhead bunk.
Yeah.
Guest noticed that there's now only one window in the overhead bunk, and just wondering reasoning behind that.
Did you see that move? Hopefully you didn't. So, yes, the question was, why is there only one window? And quite honestly, it was just a styling and cost-benefit decision. You still get a tremendous amount of fresh air ventilation from the window on this side, especially in conjunction with the fact that we have the Max Air Premium vent system overhead. So you're going to get a tremendous amount of air circulation utilizing the Max Air Premium vent system. So again, that's thermostatically controlled, elevates up on its own. The sofa actually is wider. It's wider than the other sofas that we have. We obviously have a 60 by 75 inch bed, so we know that it's 5 feet in width. Very comfortable. There's a lot of give actually in the rear cushions. You could comfortably fit 3 people here if you needed to on a rainy day. Great viewing of that 32-inch TV, and really fits well.
Okay, great. So guest has another question. They have a 2008 and the headliner over the cab is starting to come loose. Mm-hmm. They're just wondering if there have been some changes made in this model to address that potential issue.
Yeah, so great question. The guest chatted in. They have an 08 view, had a few issues with the headliner dropping down. And to be frank and honest with you, it was kind of a notorious issue, not widespread by any means, but we saw it mostly when we were in a lot of different climates where the RV was brought out of cold storage and then quickly into warmer climates. One of the things that changed 2 years ago is that this is more of an automotive transition now to the front. So you can see the automotive transition from the main living area into the cockpit area. These styling valances were switched from being more of a fabric valance to obviously a more endurance valance. But the reason why I point that out is that if you feel this piece up here, which is what the guest is talking about, this piece is actually not material anymore. It's a molded one-piece cap up top in here, so there's no way this can drop down like the previous model. But great question.
Perfect. Next question. Can you talk about the extra cost of a diesel generator and what you think the benefits of using a diesel generator would be?
Yeah, so great question. The question was, what are the benefits of diesel gen versus an LP generator? And just to recap what we covered a while back, the 24Ds will be built in kind of a standard run for approximately 6 to 9 months, with the only option being a diesel generator. So here's the pros and cons of a diesel generator. A diesel generator will absolutely provide you longer generator run times. The incremental cost is approximately $4,200, somewhere in there. And based on our experience, if you look at our pre-owned RV inventory, most guests don't run their generator to the extent that they think they're going to. If we look at a lot of our pre-owned RVs that may go back all the way back to, similar to the previous guest question, 2008, most of those generators will have less than 100 hours on them. Even if you have all the intentions in the world of running your generator a lot, the reality is that when we see these come back in on trade, most of them have less than 100 hours on them. With that incremental cost, which doesn't flow through to resale, so we don't really value a diesel generator coach any different than an LP generator coach, because quite honestly, in the pre-owned segment, most people just don't care. And so there's really not a big resale value consideration. So then you have to ask yourself, over the span of 100 hours, would I ever in my right mind spend $35 to $42 per hour to run my generator? I'm not disputing whatsoever the diesel gen is more efficient. At half load, it burns at 0.3 of a gallon of diesel fuel per hour at half load. The LP generator runs at 0.6 of a gallon per hour at half load. the reality is that most people just overstate their generator usage. And so we can help you either way. I'm not trying to provide any bias, but the question was if you could give me the pros and the cons of it.
Follow-up tag question to
Awesome.
that. Would you say that the diesel generator is louder than the LP generator?
Actually, they're both very similar. Inside the RV, I think they're very, very similar. One of the advantages to an LP generator is you don't have any odor. It's very clean burning. We're going to have LP in all of these coaches regardless. So it's not like you could go to an all-electric style coach regardless, but it's absolutely clean burning from the LP side.
Okay, great. Next, follow-up.
Awesome question.
They want you in the shower, so you need to step back and get in there.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, so I'm going to cheat as I jump into the shower and give you an actual measurement. So I'm just going to take this out. This is the removable drip rod. I am actually in a 23 by 34 inch shower. Again, I'm 6'1". My receding hairline comes right up to about the top of where the disappearing shower door is. And so great overhead because I still have, how much is that, Hope, from here to here?
Oh, I don't know.
If I didn't have my 80s hair today.
6 inches maybe?
So I could probably get up to about 6'7", 6'8" with the skylight. And again, 23 by 34 inches is the size of the shower. And again, this has the disappearing shower door. So as you bring that shower door in, it literally will squeegee the water off and it will run down into a little channel seal that runs down into the pan. So I think I've done just about everything.
Perfect, perfect. Next question for you. Currently, some guests are having to add sway bars and sumo springs to help with the sway issue.
Sure.
Does this model offer anything to address that?
Yeah, so the question was, some guests will install anti-sway bars or sumo springs to their coach. It really becomes more of a personal preference, to be completely honest. We don't have a widespread installation of either of those two accessories. Is it a nice to have? Yeah, probably, especially in high winds. I would probably say that 95 to 99% of sprinters that are on the road do not have sumo springs and do not have anti-sway bars. But we can actually install those for you if that's something that you want. It's not an invasive installation. It's pretty simple actually. And we can do that for you. Right here we have an all-new light-duty maintenance facility inside our new service department right here at our new dealership. So great question on performance though.
Okay, I think the next few questions are more outside related.
Okay. I just want to give a quick spin and make sure that I covered everything inside. Hope if I can just get a quick pan right here. Again, this is the solar controller for the Zamp system. So again, this is your readout for how much you're putting into your batteries. Each of these panels that are up on the roof are going to bring in 5.62 amps per panel. This refrigerator and freezer, by contrast, only pulls 3.2 amps at maximum cooling. So I think when we get to the end of our 1-week solar experiment on Friday, I think we're going to find that you could literally go off the grid if you needed to, into perpetuity, into infinity, and beyond if you wanted to RV that way and not skip a beat on this compressor-driven refrigerator and freezer. Not to say that our other ones skipped a beat either. They just used a different fuel type.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there before you move anywhere else.
Awesome.
Question on the stove. Just wondering about the ignition source.
Sure. Yep, so this is a stainless steel dual burner range top. It uses a nice innovative glass range top cover that also serves as your backsplash. Nice acrylic side splash that's also illuminated. And so this is obviously LP burning, but the piezo switch or the ignition switch is just very simply an igniter. So very simple to use. But just incredible storage here within the galley. I mean, we've got 6 full-length drawers underneath. A lot of vertical storage next to Sue-Ann there. Great location for the waste paper basket. We have water purification under the sink. But just an incredible amount of storage. And so Ann, I'm going to interrupt you here in a second, so I apologize. So again, just an incredible amount of storage. All of these are full length extensions. They're all metal drawer glides. Not only do we have these, but we also have this large pantry. Again, with pull out, full length extensions, metal drawer glides on each of the drawers that glide out from the pantry. So just an incredible amount of storage. That was one of the appeals to this floor plan when we had it with a smaller slide and without the powered Murphy Plus bed, was just how much storage there is in the galley. One of the guests that we were working with that did actually purchase one of our 24Ds was asking about folding clothing storage, because obviously we have the shirt closet that we covered inside the washroom, but foldable clothes storage underneath the powered Murphy Plus bed, but just a lot of different areas where you can use folding clothes storage. Obviously each of the, I shouldn't say obviously, I assume that everybody checks out our walk around videos, but each of the cushions underneath the benchmark dinette, you can access every square inch of storage because they glide up on a piano hinge.
Clarification question on our fridge experiment.
Yep.
Is there food in the refrigerator?
No, but if you would like us to put some in, we could put it in right now and let it run for the rest of the week.
Okay. So you heard Ron's comment back to your question. Next, upon request, could you order the unit with a single bowl sink?
Again, so the question was, can we order this sink as a single bowl sink? And a little bit like I touched on earlier, anything's possible. What we're gonna probably shock you with a little bit is the deviation charge that Winnebago would charge in conjunction with the customizing. Anything can be done if it is really important to you, and we don't want to understate that. Anything can be done. It'll just be, is the cost worth the benefit? So.
Another follow-up question about the slides and the Murphy bed.
Yes.
Just wondering space-wise what this looks like when the slide comes in, if it's able to open up the refrigerator.
Sure. Yep. Great question. So the question was, what does it look like with the slides in? So what I would recommend we do is, let's do it.
Perfect.
You knew that was coming. I always like a challenge. Could I talk you into just giving me a little bit of power to the coach there? Okay, so again, it's a 36-inch depth slide. So let's go ahead and bring that slide in. Is that cushion okay, Suann, right there?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so again, a 36-inch slide with it in. We have about the same amount of access opening to access the fridge and the freezer. Slide out is in. And so great walkway all the way back to that full bath and plenty of walkway through your main area here. So what do you call that, Hope? 20 inches?
Sure.
Roughly?
Yep.
So a lot of good walkway through here. How we doing on inside questions?
One more. Can the toilet be replaced with an electric flush like the 24G?
Yeah, so good question. The question was, can the rear toilet in the 24D be replaced with the electric style flush? It could. Anything's possible. Part of the question would be, is there more value actually in adding a macerator pump, to the outside to provide a more sanitary way of draining the tanks? So we can talk through that. One of the benefits to that electric assist flush is that it does allow you more floor plan flexibility. So we can literally design a floor plan on a clean sheet of paper because we're going to macerate all that contents to the black tank. So anything's possible. We could do it. I would just want to talk through with you the goals of what you're trying to accomplish, because it may make more sense and it would be a lot less expensive to include macerator technology outside of the RV.
Okay. Next question. Is the 2016 24M slide the same 36-inch slide as this new 24D?
Yeah, good question. And the question was, is a 1624M the same depth of slide out mechanism as this? And the first thing I would point out is that this is the new Power Gear slide out system. And that 24M, the slide out is not 36 inches. It's actually not as deep. Nice deep slide out, full wall slide. We still maintain 1,100 pounds of cargo carrying capacity.
Okay, perfect. That was a good follow-up talking about the track. The other question...
Well, that question was in there too?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Other questions I have right now are for outside.
Awesome. Let's do it. Okay, so Hope, if you could just kind of give us a panning shot here. This is the new cool gray exterior deluxe paint package. So it does have a unique shade of white inside the sidewall with the cool gray deluxe paint down below and overhead. This will be available across all of the floor plans. We'll also return the carbon red dyed glass or champagne exterior, and then new full body paint appearances as well. So this is the cool gray palette. In the first probably 6 to 9 months, this will be the only way that you can get a 24D. If full body paint was really important to you, we've got a great partnership here in Forest City with Carrera Designs, who actually paints these. We could have them paint that for you now if that was really important to you. But again, as these first come out, the only option that'll be available will be that diesel gen. So let's hit all the exterior questions.
Next one was exterior storage.
Yep.
They wanted to see the larger storage areas that are available.
Okay, sounds good. So Hope, I'll kind of let you do the tour on this one. 39 cubic feet of basement storage. The first compartment on the patio side is also where we house the 1,000 watt pure sine wave inverter. So we have a GFI protected outlet along with the quick port. In this compartment, we have storage behind the Cummins Onan 2,500 watt, that clean burning LP generator. Again, all of these compartments and rotocast tanks are handcrafted in Forest City by Winnebago Industries, so they are seamless. Utilizing that computer-aided design, we can maximize that storage. This is the compartment that you saw with respect to the wardrobe closet that was in the bath area. So alongside, if you can kind of stay down here, Hope, inside your utility center, outside shower, freshwater inlet, diverter, shoreline power for your 30 amp, also the coaxial outputs. And then storage, this is actually underneath that full wall slide out. So great width in terms of storage underneath the slide out here. So great questions on outside storage.
Next question is it possible to get this with aluminum wheels?
It will be. I'm sorry, let me repeat the question. The question was, is it possible to get the RV with aluminum wheels? It will be in the future. The first runs currently will all be with the stainless steel wheel liners and steel wheels. However, one thing that I would probably really encourage you to check out is we have found, a lot of our guests have found aftermarket cost of doing that after the fact to be somewhat more cost beneficial than going directly from the factory. So anything can be done.
When the awning is out, does the door hit the arms, or is there a stop to prevent it from doing that?
Yep, good question. And the question was, with the awning out, will the door hit the awning, or is there a stop? This door is actually on a strut that will stop right at 90 degrees.
Okay.
And so again, this is a powered patio awning. We do have the LED light strip. And Hope and I just came back from a 2-week RV trip, and we found a lot of value in having that LED lighting inside the awning. Nice depth in the awning, covers almost your entire patio space. Nice expansive awning, again with the LED lighting inside and out.
With the new inverter, is there a way to see the amount of AC power that is being used?
Yeah, that's a good question. So this has a new 1000 watt pure sine wave inverter, so it's going to provide cleaner power for your electronics, including that 32-inch LED TV, as well as the compressor-driven fridge. There is not a way to see battery movement. However, you're going to see that on the power line system. You'll also see it pulling through the Zamp system.
Okay. Next question is on external TV connection.
Yep.
Wondering if there's an HDMI cable either accessible or is it possible to run a cable?
Yeah, so great question. The question was, if I wanted to hook up an outside TV, is there HDMI cabling? We're kind of known for being the geeks in Iowa and gadget geeks, and we can do a lot of different customized satellite setups. The location for the satellite receiver being right on the opposite side of this wall, there is not currently an HDMI cable that runs down to a lower compartment here, but we can run one literally to wherever you want. You can pinpoint and tell us, hey, this is where I want my TV, and we can run an HDMI cable there. We can also then install the Cat 5, Cat 6 style HDMI input selections, so you can toggle what you would want to an outside TV, or we could have them run so that it's running the same thing all the time.
Okay, we've still got a great log of questions.
Awesome, great questions.
Are the stabilizing jacks standard, and can you give an approximate cost on what leveling jacks would cost?
Okay, so good question, and Hope, if you can follow me. The stabilizer jacks to the rear are a new option that Winnebago's been offering for the last few months. Its sole purpose is going to be to stabilize the coach, and that is the only purpose. It's a pretty inexpensive option. I believe it's around $800, $900 on a retail level. It is part of that package in the 24D, so for now this will be the only way that you can order a 24D. Although we do have good inventory right now, even with the 3 that are out on the road. We're also known here in our dealership for installing HWH hydraulic leveling jacks. We can do it 2 different ways now. We can actually install here in-house. We have a couple of certified HWH installers right here in our dealership in our light duty maintenance facility. We can also partner to have the factory themselves do it. And you can research this on the internet, but we do save you approximately $1,000 if that's something that you want to do. We do it at a discount from $4,900. We charge $3,900 to do it here, or to book it directly in Moscow, which is about 3.5 or so hours away, right here in Forest City. The main difference between that is that an HWH system is a full leveling system and stabilizing system. So we're known for doing that across the View and Navion lineup, and so that's something that we can certainly look at depending upon what floor plan you look at.
Next outside question.
Yeah.
Is there an outside LP quick connect for a grill?
Good question. So the question was, is there an outside LP quick connect? And there currently is not. The LP cylinder in the coach is actually mounted in the cross rails of the chassis, and there is a remote fill just behind the driver's seat on the exterior compartment. So that would be something we would want to tee in for you. Good question though on an LPG quick connect for a gas grill.
Okay. Just want to say thank you to guests for answering each other's questions. Very helpful. Very active discussion today.
Awesome.
The repeat question was regarding the door, how to help it stop so it didn't hit the awning. They weren't able to hear you, so thank you to the other guests that answered.
Okay. If you want to see it again, just let us know. I'll do anything.
Let's see. Does installing the leveling system affect the Mercedes Sprinter chassis warranty?
Yeah, good question. We get this question a lot. So if we install an HWH hydraulic leveling system on a Sprinter coach, the question is, does it void the Mercedes-Benz warranty? And the technical answer to that is no, it does not. However, if there was a warranty claim that Mercedes-Benz was asked to pay that was actually facilitated by the installation, then obviously they would deny that. But to be quite honest with you, I've never seen it happen. HWH does a great job. We do a great job, and we can install HWH on Sprinters for you depending upon the floor plan.
Okay, next question, just quick brief to the inside. Gus hadn't seen if the unit had come with cab shades for the overhead cab.
Okay. Yeah, so the question was, what is the shade system like? And I'll just kind of cover that in general as well. And rather than jumping inside, Hope, if you can kind of just peer inside. So we actually do have privacy shades that surround the walk-around queen bed. We then also have privacy curtains for the overhead bed, which Hope you can see from here inside the overhead cab. And then inside the cockpit we have the Remy cab window blind options. So these are the pleated and solar blinds that are for each of the cab doors as well as for the windshield. What's nice about Winnebago making this investment, because these are fairly expensive, what's nice about doing that is that when you're sitting in the lounge chairs, which are actually part of the cockpit, the great thing about that is now you don't have a privacy curtain dropping in your lap like other RV manufacturers that build on that Sprinter platform. So you've got all of that open area with 2 lounge chairs inside the cockpit.
Next request was for a long view of the coach.
Awesome.
And I'll move on to the next question.
Okay, that's you.
Where would you recommend storing lounge chairs or rocker chairs?
So the question was, where would I recommend storing lounge chairs or rocker chairs? The compartment that's underneath the slide out on the driver's side will fit the longer style RVing chairs without any issue. You can also put some of these smaller camping chairs right inside the compartment where the inverter was.
Okay, sounds great. We're caught up.
We're caught up, awesome. So I'm just going to kind of keep the chat lines open for a couple more minutes as we wrap up today, but I just want to thank all of you for such great questions today as we unveiled for you the new Winnebago View and Navion 24D. We've got a wonderful 45-minute high-definition walk-around on each of those listings that are on our new vehicle page on Lichtsinn.com. So if we miss something, you can chat it in now. Another awesome feature that we offer is we actually staff our chat in-house by our factory trained consultants. So if you're looking at an RV or if you're on our search results page and one of our factory trained consultants pop up, you can chat directly with that individual anytime during normal business hours. Hope has this weird behavior where she likes to take chats while she's laying in bed and we're trying to wind down for the evening. So it might be Hope a little bit later, but anytime outside of hours, we also have chat experts that can help you out. So we can cover live chat at any point in time right on our website. But again, great questions today. And we have one more.
I have one more. Could you talk a little bit more about the slide out tracks?
Sure, you bet. So the slide out tracks for this slide out, again, it's a full wall slide out, 36 inches in depth. It is the Power Gear assembly track. So what that means is if you look at the tracks when the slide is extended, they actually do not adhere to the slide out itself. So we really didn't have very many, if any, Schwintek slide out issues in the Sprinter lineup. Self-admittedly, we did in some of our other larger coaches. These are not Schwintek slides. There is that separation in the track assembly for that full wall slide out, and it is an electric slide out. One more.
One more.
I'm the one more guy, so you guys can bring them on.
The most important question.
Yeah.
If I wanted to order one today,
yep,
how long would it take to get it?
If you wanted to order one today, we have ample inventory. If we ran out, you're probably looking at 8 to 12 weeks. If you added diesel gen and full body paint, you're probably looking at roughly 12 to 14 weeks. Great questions today, and we're so appreciative for that because it allows us to demonstrate not only our product knowledge, but cover things that are important for you. Again, as we walked through the 24D floor plan today, this is the all-new full wall slide out from Winnebago Industries in the View and Navion setup. Again, thanks for all of your questions today. Also remember that at any point in time, we can do a live interactive presentation in the comfort of your own home or office, in which literally you jump to a screen, we can conference you in, we can conference in a partner or a spouse for a great three-way dialogue in which we can cover all of the things that are important to you, and we do it in live high definition just like we're doing today. One more question?
We're good.
Oh, that was a good.
Thumbs up.
So again, thank you for joining us all today. Be sure to check out later in the week. We will have our solar experiment video completed. We're going to let that 24D cook literally in the middle of our lot with nothing powering it except that 200-watt Zamp solar package. We check in twice a day on the temperature of the refrigerator as well as the battery voltage. And again, thank you for visiting with us today on our live monthly webcast for the Winnebago View and Navion 24D here at Lichtsinn RV, where we're broadcasting live in our marketing studio, literally only 1 mile from the Winnebago motorized division right here in Forest City, Iowa.